You look at some of the transfers that have come in. I know that the class seems to be heavy on safeties, but Amarion McCoy, he's coming in as a corner, right?
Yes.
What have you seen on him? What are your expectations for him?
You just got a will. I mean, obviously he had other offers, and I was honest with him in the recruiting process, like what this was going to be like, and he just proven it every single day that this is what he wants. I think we have a system in place and a work ethic in place, and how we teach our mindset that you can get to where you want to get to, and what's your goals in football if you take it serious. And he's been taking it serious. Like, he's been organized. He's been where he's supposed to be. He's trying to gain weight. Like, he's doing all the things that's going to be necessary for him to be successful. So we have a vision for the guys that we recruit, and again, it's up to them to be able to live that out every single day. And for the first month, he's been doing a great job. Now it's just about consistency. But I'm really excited to see what he builds himself into, because he's done a great job so far.
And Kai Taylor is another corner in the class. What did you see out of him on film?
He's versatile. I really enjoyed watching his practice when I first went out there. He's got the movement skills. He shut down some big-time receivers in that league, and he didn't really play corner. He played receiver up until his junior year, and got the chance to play corner and really blossom. So I like guys like that, because they haven't had years of like habits that aren't ours. So we can teach him the things that we want him to do, and he's going to be a blank canvas. But just phenomenal family. Again, all the same type of guys that we're trying to get in here is guys that are motivated to be able to grow. And if you think that you're already as good as you're going to get, then you're not going to last here, because everybody's pushing to be better every single day, whether you're a coach or a player, and he matches that mold. Like, he wants to be as good as he can be, and he understands that 4 or 5 years from now he's going to be a much better player and a much better person. And I'm really excited about him coming in.
And we saw Jalen Clark get some snaps late in the year. Even made a play in the bowl game, I believe it was, right? What is his upside like, and what does he need to do to get ready to take that next step into possibly being a starter?
Just really consistency. I've been saying since I've been here, like, that dude, he can play some football. He's got a lot of potential, and I think people start to see that. Had a couple PBUs, got an interception, got beat on one when she was in great position in, and so just that consistency of being in those spots and getting that experience. So when he's in those spots, he feels comfortable and he can go attack the situation. So I'm excited about him. I'm really excited to work with him this spring and continue to grow him. But from day one to now, he's a different player, and I just can't wait to see what he is by the fall time. Thanks. Appreciate you.
When you moved here last year, you had to, move a place you were at for a long time. You're on a 1-year deal. How fulfilling was it, I guess, to know that you and your family are going to be able to stay here for a little longer and probably getting a raise, I would guess.
Yeah, we really don't plan things out very well, I guess. It's probably why we don't move very often.
Yeah.
We like things the way they are. So we're pretty simple. I just try to focus on the things that I can control and the tasks that I'm given, that are given to me, and that's all we did. We got out here, we got everybody moved, first and foremost, make sure my family's in place and comfortable, and then we just work hard. We can't control the future, and so we busted our butts, and I was given an opportunity to lead a special teams corps that really is a symbol of our whole program. Like, the hammer is special teams, and that's our blue collar mentality, and that's our work ethic, that's our state of mind, that's who we are. And so that's very humbling to be the person that gets to stand up here and talk about special teams. We're going to do it all together. We're going to need the players, we're going to need all the coaches, and luckily we got some really good players and coaches that are going to be helping me with this. So excited about that.
What makes a good special teams coordinator?
Organized, making sure that people understand what their role is and their assignments, because it's hectic, right? Especially punt and punt return. Something happened that's going to transition. So a whole offense or a whole defense is going to come off the field.
Yeah.
So not only do you need to have the right people in there, they got to sprint on the field, they got to be able to communicate efficiently so everybody's on the same page, and then they got to go execute.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they got to go finish. And so you have to be real organized and detailed in the way you present things, because this is not the same situation as offense and defense. So how can you make the language very similar? Like, when you're blocking somebody, can you use the offensive terminology so everybody knows exactly what you're talking about? When you're tackling somebody, are you going to use the same terminology? So just making, again, things understandable, because you don't get the same amount of time. You're going to get a 10-minute meeting, you're going to get 20 minutes on the field, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you got to cover 4 different aspects, or really 6 different aspects of the football game. And you better be organized, you better be detailed, and you got to be simple enough where the guys can understand it and go execute.
A special teams coordinator, though, you're mentioning all these people. Like, you're going to be having a relationship with almost everyone on the team and probably know all their names and all that stuff by now. Being a head coach and like kind of knowing how to, be in charge of 100 different people. Do you think that suits you pretty well to take on this role?
Yeah, I think it just you just fall to the level of your preparation, and luckily I've been prepared a lot in my life and got opportunities that I didn't expect. I definitely coming here last year, like you mentioned, it wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the special teams coordinator next year. It's just for some reason God has different responsibilities that He wants me to be in, and so all you can say is yes, Lord. Like, yes, I'll jump into it, and this is where you want me.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna bust my butt to do the best job I can. But again, we're not great at planning in my family for whatever reason, and things just happen for a reason. And so this is a great opportunity for us, and we're excited. And again, like you said, man, we just thankful that we're going to be a part of the Boise family, and this is something that's huge for us to just have a place that we can call home and be able to raise a family. We got 5 kids, so it's we got to make sure that we do a good job of raising those young women and girls and boys, and that's our main focus. Do the best job you can at your work and make sure that you're raising a family the right way.
Yeah. Are you content with the depth you're going to have right now? I know you lost a couple people.
What position?
At corner. Sorry, not special teams. That would be too overarching. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the way we played our corners last year was to build depth. I mean, that's what our job is at corner, or as a coach, is to make sure that you have enough good players to continue to play. So, obviously, Markel played a little bit at the beginning of the season. JC played over 250 snaps last year, and so we got some guys. Know he played a lot, started a lot of games, and so we got 3 guys that got some experience. I mean, it's not perfect. Yeah, we'd love to have 6 guys that played a lot, but we're probably better than a lot of other teams out there as far as experience goes. So we're excited about that, and the young guys that are going to come in are going to create some competition.
And Markel is coming back?
Yeah, he's working out with us. And,
Okay. Is he going to be ready for spring ball?
No, he won't be.
Okay.
But he'll be ready.
Did Tyreek declare for the draft?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was he deleted his Twitter post.
Yeah, he's training right now and doing a good job. We stay in touch, and he's in a good headspace and excited for his opportunity. He's been here a long time, so.
I was going to say some of those guys, it's like, man, 6 years in college. Are you sure?
But no, he's so we lost him. We lost Biggs, 2 really big pieces to what we did last year. So love those guys to death, but those guys help the other guys that are in the room get better. So whatever success we have is going to be somewhat because of them, because they knew Boise State a lot better than I did. So I taught them the technique, but they taught us all what me being a Boise State Bronco meant, and so they taught me the same thing. Like, no, it's different here. Like, you got to have a certain mentality, you got to have a certain work ethic if you want to be in this building.
You said something interesting about rising to the level of preparation earlier, and that kind of falls in line with something I heard recently about you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems.
Yeah.
How could something like that be implemented in coaching? Is that something that you guys kind of subscribe to, just kind of based off of what you said?
Yeah, because I mean, you talking about your goals, and when you fail, like you're gonna fall to really the level you prepared to, and so really you're just trying to raise that ceiling as much as you possibly can. And again, year 8 of being at Southern Utah, I didn't expect to be the head coach, but I prepared my butt off to be the best coordinator I can be at that time. And so when I did fail, like I fell to wherever I was at. And now that I've had that experience of winning and losing, I got a different mindset of going into things. And just, again, I think I've really understood of what it takes to just focus on the task at hand and do the best job that you can, not only for that position group, but for the whole program. And I think I never had that before I came a head coach. So it was cool going back to being a coordinator, a cornerback coach, because when I was a corner coach, I just wanted to be the best corner coach I could be. But now knowing what a coordinator goes through, knowing what a head coach goes through, I was trying to be the best corner coach for this program and seeing kind of where the holes were and just trying to, again, push the program forward. And so getting this new role is going to be the same thing. Like you kind of understand where everybody's is going through and how hard it is for them, and you're just trying to make guys' jobs easier. And the more you can push each other and grow each other, the better the team will be. And that's all I'm trying to do is just, again, do the best job that I can and then live with the results.
What stands out to you early about Eric Chinander? Is that how you say it?
He's awesome, man. First day I ever met him. So you got a lot of humble guys in the room, which is cool. And the first day that we get here, my corner has a flat tire, and I got a torn ACL. I got my ACL fixed in December, and so I can't get down and help. So we all go over there, and he's in slacks, he's in his dress clothes, and he just hops right on the ground. Like there's dirt everywhere, and he just hops down there and starts to help. So again, we haven't met for too long, but I knew right then and there, it was like, all right, this guy, he's humble, like he's willing to take it on any job, and so that's exciting to work with a guy that's that humble to just jump on the ground for a guy he just met him 2 seconds ago, and now he's underneath his car trying to get it up and fix his tire.
Who had a flat?
It was Kale. Kale had a flat.
Okay. He couldn't fix it?
His knee's jacked up too. So
Oh gosh,
we're all
so two guys with busted knees.
Yeah,
are trying to...
he called me, and I was like, I'll come over and try to help, but we're both crippled, so like we probably gonna have to bring a healthy body over with us. And luckily, Eric came
He
because
just jumped at it. He was like,
he just
"All right."
jumped out. No hesitation, hopped
Wow.
on the ground and started busting it out. So
How was he at changing the tire?
he knows a lot more than I do. I was raised in the city, so I'm not.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of man to him.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
All right, Bush, welcome back to Boise, first of all. How has it been, getting back what was home for a long time?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It really has. Obviously just certainly getting back to a program which, is embedded in me and everything I'm all about. And certainly from the staff, a good amount of the guys are guys that I've known, and then a good amount of new guys. And so I think it's been an awesome mixture of, new faces, familiar faces. Been a great transition.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot's grown in terms of infrastructure for the actual facilities from when you were here.
Yeah, this is definitely the first time, I've ever even been at this facility, and so just how impressive things were. And I think you just look at how much progress has been made at this university, over really the last 10, 15 years. It's been amazing.
Yeah, well, and speaking of new things and new guys, can you talk to me a bit about your recruiting class? You got, what was it, I think 12 was the total of offensive players out of 28?
Yeah, there's no question. We think we've really added a lot of talent, guys we feel that are going to be able to come in and compete early in their career, and then as well add a lot of depth. And so I think, over the years, the process really hasn't changed much here. I think we feel equally as good about, these prospects as people first, and then obviously think they're really good football players.
Yeah, well, and as people, is there a specific profile that you look for? Is there any particular traits like leadership on their own existing teams, or what kind of things do you look for to kind of plumb that?
I think certainly, I don't know if there's any perfect way of saying it, but you're looking for somebody of high character, somebody who you feel is focused, is going to be mature, and certainly from a work ethic standpoint, somebody who loves the game but also loves the process of being great. And I think those are the things, at least when we start throwing that net out, that are really important to us.
Well, and in terms of what you already have, what kind of development are you hoping that you'll be able to get with existing players, and then maybe challenging with the new ones coming in? Where do you anticipate some of those places to develop?
Yeah, I think the cool thing for the new incoming guys is a lot of the things we're talking about with this offensive system will be hearing it for the first time, but same can be said for the veterans. So I think in a lot of ways, guys are somewhat starting with a clean slate. We're certainly big focus in the first 2-3 months leading in spring ball on the fundamentals, on the things of how we call things, how we ID defenses, football 101 things, if you will. But we're just itching to get spring ball started and get these guys getting as many reps as possible.
Totally makes sense. Well, in terms of the offensive system that you're bringing, I would imagine there's going to utilize existing portions that the guys are familiar with, but then you're also going to kind of bring in some new things. You said that this is kind of an opportunity to kind of merge the two things. It's like a clean slate for the guys that are already here. what kind of progress have you noticed already, maybe with some of the people that you've had a chance to work with a little bit?
Certainly. I mean, I think from a culture standpoint, what Coach Avalos has done here, there is an eager group of guys who are not just wanting to learn, but wanting everything right away, which is amazing, which is what you dream about as a coach. I think it's what you said. You know, you got the opportunity when you take a new offensive coordinator job to make sure first you analyze what they've done a really good job of and keep a lot of that in place. But then also, you know, through different experiences, some things that might be a little bit different, some wrinkles that can add to it. So I think the bones, the foundation of everything they've done here is probably pretty similar to what we've had success with here before, and we're just looking to add some good things to create some explosives and be efficient.
That's awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
What the Lord always has in the complete future of my life, and I love being here. I love these kids, and so I'm extremely passionate to be here, and that's why I can't wait to continue to push this thing forward.
You guys had a hell of a year. Were there people who reached out to you at all?
Yeah, it was after I put the whole job situation off to the bowl game because I'm a coach that where your feet are is where it matters, and there was guys that would reach out and I just tell them that, you know, I'm not going through any job stuff until after the football season. So once the bowl game was over, there was some conversations going on with some different schools, and me and my wife, you know, prayed about it and talked through it, and we just feel super called to this place.
Yeah,
feel super called to these kids, and I mean it. Like, that's not what I'm telling you guys. Is like that's the truth of it.
I mean, that seems completely. I mean, there had to have been, you know, people coming. So that makes sense.
And so we walked the path, and we prayed about the certain opportunities that came up, and we want to be here.
Yeah, the transfer window is so like kind of limited when guys get in the portal and then enter. Your guys' recruiting strategy is really developing a long relationship.
No question.
Is it even possible for you guys to land a transfer or even want to recruit a transfer if you didn't have a prior relationship with them?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for us is we don't take a lot. We don't take a lot of transfers, not just because we want to find and take the time to find the right high school seniors that are going to become freshmen for us, because that's our roadmap, right? We want to be able. We're a developmental program, so we want to find guys that are young, that have the right mental skill set, and that we know we can develop. And then in 1-2 years, they're the player that everybody's looking around saying, "Where'd you get this guy from?" Well, you know, we developed him. That's what we do here. And so definitely we recruit high school kids. We recruit them year in and year out to find the best guys that fit our place. Transfer wise, we look into transfers if there's an immediate need at a certain position. You know, for instance, Scott Matlock leaving early to go to the NFL. He needed to, and he deserves every bit of it. And it's awesome to see where he's going. So that was a position that we knew, okay, there's a chance that we're going to have to find a transfer at defensive tackle because of Scott Matlock leaving. That's an example of well, we will be in front of finding a transfer. We're not just going out there trying to find best available in the transfer portal. That's just not us.
Yeah.
Because we want to find guys as freshmen, develop them, not only football, but develop them in the mentality of what it takes to play football here.
Yeah.
And we believe in that model. That's who we are.
Yeah.
Feel overall about the class you got on defense?
Fired up. You know, really, the guys that we have been on for a long time. You know, we're a developmental program, so we don't recruit a lot of guys. So the guys we find, we're able to really fine tune it to make sure we're on the guys that fit our place, that fit our mentality, that fit what we want to do here. Obviously, I tell guys, football starts the conversation. How tall is he? How big is he? How fast does he run? But then finding the right guys with the right mental makeup is really where we take a ton of time. And so the guys that we've been on for a long time were the ones that we were able to sign. And really, the guys that we wanted, that we've been recruiting the longest, we were able to sign. So that's the exciting part for us is not losing those guys late. The guys that were committed to us, or even the guys that committed to us later on in the process, we had been on and recruited for a long time to finally get here. So the needs that we know we needed to meet, we feel really good about meeting those, and more than anything, feel like we got the right guys in regards to the mental side of it, because that's the biggest thing. Like, and I tell our team all the time, like, there is not a player that we recruit that is signed with us that doesn't know what he's getting into. Like, I'm that way now more than ever, where it's like, this will be the hardest thing you do. This is what time you're going to wake up. This is the standard we're going to hold you to. So if you're about that, come on. And if you see a kid's eyes light up about how hard he's going to work in the grind, then like, okay, we're on the same page. If he's more worried about other things or a photo shoot, or you start talking about hard work and he starts looking around the room, it's probably just not the fit for us. Right, so I'm excited about every single one of these guys knows how hard it's going to be here for them. They know the discipline, toughness that they're going to have to continue to grow and play with, and they're all about it. And they're all about being the best version. So I'm excited about meeting the needs that we knew were coming with this group, with the guys we lost. I'm excited to keep growing.
One of those, the edge position, obviously. To plug in some guys with some D1 experience there. I mean, how big was that position, needing to get some guys that were proven and have played?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, at the end of the day, it all starts up front. And being able to not only bring in some D tackles, but especially some edge guys with the guys we lost was a huge part. We knew this was coming, right? So a lot of these guys we had been on, either as freshmen or transfer-wise. Once, some of these guys like Tyler Wegas, we recruited him out of high school. So we knew about him. Kevon Wright, we recruited out of high school. So we knew these guys, we knew their mental makeup prior to them going in the transfer portal, prior to them being transfers. So we knew that they fit us. They fit who we are from a mentality standpoint. And because we don't recruit a lot of guys, we surely don't recruit a lot of transfers. We're a developmental program, like I said, so we recruit these guys when they're in high school. So the transfer-wise, we want to make sure that it's the right fit from a mental standpoint, because we want to make sure everybody we bring in this building fits who we are and fits this place, and obviously can fit what we're doing defensively. So excited to meet the needs in regards to the edge up front, because we knew that was coming, and excited for these guys. And the majority of them are here now. They're training, they're getting into it, and they'll be able to go through spring ball, summer, all those things.
The replacing the key guys you lost, obviously, is going to be like the storyline until the first game is going to be asking you 50 times about it. Fans are talking about. I mean, what is that? I mean, do you feel like that these guys that haven't maybe had the opportunity are going to have that chip on their shoulder, and maybe they're ready for this opportunity? Absolutely.
And the first meeting that I had with the defense prior to, or right when they came back from break, is like, guys, there's some really good things we did defensively in 2022, but you know what? Nobody cares, right? Like it is a whole new year, whole new team. 2023 defense is going to look very different. There's a good amount of guys that played a lot for us that are no longer here, and there's a lot of guys that have been working in the dark. Now it's time to continue to work and lie in the weeds, because obviously we know Washington's coming quick. Like, we're aware of that. And so I'm just excited for our guys. And the biggest thing I tell our guys, we need to prove it every single day. Like, this is the time of year where everybody wants to talk about who they're going to be, what they're going to do. For me with that group, it's like, we need to prove it. And how you prove it is how you show up here every single morning, how we're hitting these workouts, how we're going to go through spring ball, because there is a lot of guys that played a lot and did a lot of great things for us football-wise that are no longer in the building. And there's a lot of good young guys, or guys that have kind of been buying their time, that are waiting to show that they're ready. And once again, my thing is, we'll prove it. Prove it every single day. It's not going to be when we start fall camp, yep, I'm ready, coach. No, you got to prove it every single day. And our guys are excited to do that, because the thing that I'm most excited about this group is there's a standard with which we play defensively, and they are fired up to continue to uphold it and even push it forward. And so I'm excited for that with those guys. But to speak into where we're at, we got to keep proving it every single day.
Do you guys have any early enrollees?
We have a good amount of early enrollees. Majority, I don't have the exact number off the top of my head, but I believe we have, as a whole class, I think we have 11 early enrollees. So we have a good amount of guys that are here already training.
And those guys that are coming in, what are some of the things that they're learning in their first 2-3 weeks here being a Bronco?
Yeah, obviously the main things for us is just teaching them the standard with which we do everything, right? How to handle a meeting, obviously learning all the different, workout standards and how we handle everything. So there's a progression in regards to anybody comes into our program as a football player. There's a progression to get them up to speed, right? Defensively, we have a progression to get them moving fast. In the weight room, they have a progression to get them to where they can train and excel their body. Academically, the same. So we're really going through that with them now. Obviously, this is our, going into our 4th week that they've been here. So, they're catching speed right now.
I don't know what you're willing to say, but I know some specific schools I heard that really were talking to you, in terms of jobs and things like that. Obviously, we saw you got the new deal, but what you had it before with Auburn and stuff. I mean, what's the process like for you? What was it like where you were kind of fielding some interest from other places?
Yeah, BJ. I mean, it was something for me and my wife. Like, for me, and once again, not saying good, bad, and different, there was some different interest even prior to season being over, and I just deflected everything. Didn't even think about it. We're going to finish this game, finish the bowl game, and then after the bowl game, if there's still interest from whatever schools, then we're going to walk that path, pray about it, which is how me and my wife handle everything, and have a group of people that we talk to in regards to, pros, cons, whatever it might be. And so after the bowl game, there were some things that came up that me and my wife had to pray about and walk the path and talk with certain people about. But And I mean this, like, this isn't just because I'm sitting here in front of you. Like, there's different opportunities. We prayed about them, and just continue to feel called to this place. Like, feel like this is where we want to be. These players that are in this room, even after the bowl game, talking to a lot of them, like, Coach, we want you here. And I'm looking, I'm like, I want to be here with you guys too. Like, I'm loyal to these kids. I care about them. I love them. Going into my 7th season coming up here at Boise State, which is crazy even saying, like, every single one of these kids on defense I've been able to recruit. I've been able to go in their living room and tell them, like, this is the standard with which you're going to live, and this is what we're going to grow you to. And so, going through that process in regards to jobs and different things that came up, we prayed about it and walked the path. But when it all came down to it, it was like, no, we want to be here. And the only reason is because we love these kids, we love this place, and feel called to this place. And it really was, that's really our process. And some guys were, that's what we did. It had nothing to do about anything outside of that. It really was that for us.
I mean, I heard some. I mean, I don't want to say like some Power 5, some name programs that I heard were interested in that. I mean, it has to say a lot about this place. And I'm sure maybe even more money. Who knows? But I mean, I guess you're not just saying that. You backed it up by being here still.
And that's what I mean. Like, different opportunities that on paper, I would have paid more money or different things, but for me and my wife, it was like, what matters to us? We love these kids. We love this place. This place has opened their arms to me and my wife, and we love it. It's become home for us. And being able to coach these kids consistently and continue to do that was where we feel called.
And with that said, you now have the largest contract of any non-head coach in Boise State athletics history. I mean, just
very thankful. No, and that's what I mean. And it was even. I mean, I'm so thankful for that. So thankful for the administration being able to do that, because we love this place. We feel called to this place, and this is. I told my wife this going through. Like, I couldn't even imagine going up to some of these kids and telling them I'm leaving. I couldn't even think about it. That's just where. And we prayed about it, and we just feel called to this place. And so very thankful for the administration, what they did, and excited for the future. And I really do believe the best is yet to come for us here, and I'm passionate to be a part of it.
I guess talking about the class again real quickly, are there a few key words that would, I mean, there's over 20 people, they're all unique, but are there a few key words that maybe define the class?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would say a couple things that come to mind is passionate being one. Like, you go talk to a lot of these young men, they're passionate about playing football. They're just passionate young men. They're excited to be around. I would say another thing that just comes to mind is just personality. Like, you're around a lot of these young men, like, they got personalities through the roof in a good way. They will light up a room. There's some smiles that you guys will meet all these young men when they come here. Like, they light up a room, and love that about them. Like, these are leaders that are going to continue to push this place forward, but even the community. These are going to be young men that are going to go in the community, and this community is going to love being around them. Obviously, I'm excited for them to grow and to be really good football players for us, but more than anything, impact the community.
Thank you.